I'm working in a science institute of Polish Academy of Sciences. And in our case, we have actually more women than men during PhD studies, or equal, depending on the year. So at this level, the representation is very high. So this is very good to know that I think a few years back, it was already, we had the same representation during studies in chemistry or physics. Physics maybe not, but chemistry for sure. And then it was there was much less women going for PhDs. Now it's not the case, at least here. But we have a huge dropout on the next level. So in the funding agencies in Poland, you have an obligation to travel somewhere. You can do it actually whenever you want, but people don't think about it during PhD or during masters. And later, they just start a family. So when you start a family, it's not so easy to go abroad for a postdoc and come back. If you have a spouse, then it's also more difficult to relocate for two people. So I think this is the main problem, that the funding agencies oblige you to travel to get new experiences, which is very good because you shouldn't stay at the same place because then you don't learn new stuff. But on the other hand, there is no mentoring, no support to tell you how you can fit this obligation into your way of life. So maybe it's not a problem, maybe you're a free spirit and you can go wherever you want. I think IAESTE people have this, everyone has this quality, so I think we can go, we can travel whatever moment of our lives. But not everyone is like this, so I think this should be something that could be changed, that you should have better mentoring, better understanding during your career, that this moment will come, and maybe you shouldn't wait with children or with raising a family. You just need to plan better how to travel. Maybe instead of going for 2-year postdoc, go for a few 1-month stays somewhere. There is additional funding also available in European Union grants for traveling with family. So sometimes it's possible to travel even with a small child for conferences or for a laboratory visits, where you can take with you someone from your family to take care of the child when you're at work, or hire a babysitter on site. Yeah? So there are possibilities. They are not well spread. So I think we are lacking this. We are lacking a bit more possibilities and a bit more information how to go there and how to plan yourself. Now European Union is very strong on equity, on diversity. So in every grant, every funding that any agency will get, you need to show that you have a gender equality plan, and that you have the plan and that you are working to enact it in your organization. So we also at the Institute have a gender equality plan, and I'm the leader of the work group that tries to make the changes happen. We divided our group into 3 parts. So we have a group that is about integration and training, another one that is about gathering statistics, documents, and information, and the third that is about law and institutional support. So, for example, the third group already managed to find psychological and psychotherapeutic help that is free of charge for our students and employees. So they can anonymously apply for the company that we work with and get help when they need. So this is one thing. We managed to organize a space for breastfeeding and changing diapers. We have a person that is a representative for scientists and administration, that you can, like an ombudsman and ombudswoman, that you can go and talk about your problems. And we have a lot of plans of what we can do, like a social fund to help the employees, for example, travel with children. We have mentoring. We are planning to enact a mentoring program also in this part of the group. In statistics, for example, a part of getting the statistics of how many women, men We have how many time they spend on different tasks and so on, which is kind of normal. We are also planning to check what we could do to bring back women from outside of academia. As I said before, we have this problem that we have a lot of PhDs, but later postdocs and PIs or professors, there are not so many. There are not so many women. So we would like to reach out to those women that did a PhD in our institute, talk to them why you left, what would have to change that you would come back, and get more information there. So this is the work of the second group, and the first group about integration and training. We are organizing a debate about discrimination and gender equality, views versus facts. Another debate that was asked by the colleagues from the institute about maternity and paternity versus scientific life. So what are different experiences of people that had children at different levels of career. And how to deal with it, where you can get support, and so on. Training about unconscious bias. We'd also want to do a participation fund when people, I don't know if the listeners will know how it's in Poland, but in bigger cities in Poland, you can ask the government to spend part of the money on some small project to change your neighborhood. So we have the same idea to enact in the Institute, that people can ask for some small funding to, plant sunflowers in the garden in front of the institute, or to go out for some integration, or to organize some small scientific meeting here. Yeah, so there are a lot of actions in very different fields that we want to encompass in the gender equality plan. I think you never can. You cannot expect that something will be given to you. You just have to, if you know what you want, think about the way how to get there. Maybe you will need to do some changes to how the things are organized and how do the things work. But then it will be easier for people after you to do that. So just don't be afraid. Try different things. For me, IAESTE was great because I have friends here in the Institute that knew what they want to do from the moment they started primary school. And they already knew that they want to be scientists and they want to have this science topic to work on. And I didn't have that, so for me it was discovering my place in the world. And IAESTE was great because I could go to very different places and meet very different people, work on completely different projects that I would have at my university, and then check what I like, and then gather those experiences in my future work. So just don't be afraid, be brave, and then try new stuff.